This is Pop Culture Unplugged with Elias. Mike, thank you for joining me today. Give me a few minutes to talk about this great movie.
Oh, sure. Great.
Let's start off with with Mike first. When you first heard that your life was going to be turned into a movie, like what went through your mind?
Well, it was quite shocking initially. It was one of those things that you dismiss because you don't really think that it's going to happen. And what made it real was Mark Chiardi flying back to Alpine from LA, um, coming out, watching me play, spending the weekend there, going through the process. And he was coming off the fame that he had from The Rookie and, the sports, all the great sports movies that he's done that's given him so much credibility, and Secretariat, Invincible, Miracle on Ice, all of them. And so what he made it real. Otherwise, it was a fantasy. It was something that was just conversation. But then he brought in Bob Isley, the script writer. He'd done Great Debaters and the movie Ray, and so again, credibility, and so that made it easier to embrace.
Michael, what struck you most about Mike's story when you first read the script, and what was that moment that you went through bringing like you're like, I have to play this guy. I want to play this guy.
Well, who plays college football at 59 years old? I was like,
Right.
wait a second, hold on. I really was quite skeptical and cynical initially. Honestly, I was like, what's the context here? And then I read it and I was awestricken. But then I saw it's a much deeper story than that. It's not a football story. It's a story of redemption and second chances, reconciliation, and that we need that in this society. We need to see stories like this, and I needed to read it when I read it. It just struck something in me. I got very emotional when I read the script, and I thought, oh man, I'd really love to be a part of this. It's funny as actors, especially when we really want to role and you get it, then all of a sudden you're instantly terrified when you get it because now that you've got it, you're like, oh, now I got to do this, and just thinking of how am I going to do this? How am I going to play because I was the captain of my football team in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That, at 59, that's a horse of a different color, to play football with a bunch of young guys and get beaten up and slammed around, and it was something else, man. But I'll take this memory with me the rest of my life. It was fantastic.
Mike, watching Mike go bring your story to life, was there like particular scene that hit home with you hard?
Several. I mean, there were several scenes because they were realistic. The supporting actors, the young football players that they brought in that truly were football players, athletes, and they did a phenomenal job. And it was they made it real. And so yeah, I just soaked every bit of it up. There wasn't any of it that wasn't fascinating and exciting to me.
To me, a great film is really nothing but a string of pearls, right? Each scene is the potential to be another pearl, and a great film ends up being just a beautiful pearl necklace. It's a beautiful thing where one scene after another lines up and makes this beautiful thing, just metaphorically speaking. And really good films you can point to and go, and how about in that scene when this happens, and how about in that scene when this happens, and that's true in discussing this movie with people. People go like, oh yeah, when you guys were listening to Rubber Band Man and the thing, and they laughed, and oh, I know you and Mary Stewart when she says she's going to leave you, and well, that and at the end of the movie when you hug your son, they can point to one scene after another that's memorable, that had resonance with the viewer. And that's what you're looking to do in a movie, is to entertain people and make them think and feel. And man, does the scene you deliver in that way.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mike and Mike, I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes today on press day. I can't wait for everybody to get a chance. Michael, you never know. Patriots might give you a call. They might need you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Have a good day.
Thank
Bud.
you.
See ya.